Sagittarians, welcome back to my channel Heart Warriors Tarot. It's lovely to have you here. My name is Deanna. We have got the Light Seers Tarot deck here, and we are going to get straight into your reading today. We're going to be looking at your current energies for the moment and leading into the next 2 weeks, and we're going to look into each elemental area of your life. So water, emotions, air, the mind, fire, spirits, earth, material and physical matters, and then we're going to see if there are any messages for you from spirit as well. Let me just tune in. I'm going to sound my singing bowl, and I'm going to just take a few seconds in silence for you to also tune into your heart center. Put yourself in your body, take a few deep breaths in, and tune into the issue that you might want help with, okay? Lovely, thank you. Okay, let's get into the reading and see what the cards can show me. First of all, for where your emotions are at in the present, we have the Knight of Swords. So I'm getting the sense here that you want to go rearing forwards into something. You perhaps have a passion, a want, a need or a desire, and in your heart you're feeling like you want to get ahead of the race, if you like. You might be even feeling like you are in a bit of a race. This is coming up emotionally. Logically, you might, for example, know that there is no particular rush, but your heart, your emotions are feeling like you want to get on out there as quickly as possible and make something happen. I'm also getting this sense that you might be feeling very rebellious at the moment as well. It's almost like you have this song in your heart and you want to get it out. You want to get it out in your own way. It might be a little bit rebellious, very individual to you. And there is a sense here that if you don't get on it as fast as possible and sing this song for others, put it out there for others, you might lose the impetus, you might lose that passion. That is the sense that's coming through here with regards to your emotions and feelings. Like if you don't go fast enough with something, you'll lose the chance, or someone will take that chance away from you, or something along those lines. It does feel a little bit urgent. I am getting the feeling there's a little bit of shadow here, a little bit of shadow feeling or shadow emotions to work through. There is a sense for me that there is perhaps an element of your inner child here, that maybe when you were little, for example, you were the youngest in the family, and if you didn't get on there and eat the food that was put in front of you at dinner time, for example, you would be the one who had the smallest amount left. That's just an example I'm throwing out there, because that's the kind of energy, the kind of very early memories and patterns that can then lead to us feeling like we need to hurry, we need to go fast with something so that it's not taken away from us. There is a sense of that going on here, Sagittarius. We will confirm later if we need to with the rest of the cards I put down, and also with any additional cards if we need to see what else is going on. Let's have a look at your mind, your psychological elements here, represented by the element of air. Oh, I've got this one fell out. I've got the Hanged Man reversed. I'm also going to take the top one out of the pile that turned over, which is the Ten of Swords. Okay, so we see a link here with your mind and your emotions. With the Hanged Man reversed, I'm definitely getting the sense here that you want to move out of stagnation in your mind. You are wanting to have more clarity with something, to understand something better. You're wanting some kind of mental inspiration here. You see this light coming out of her crown chakra, or perhaps it's behind her. That light is representing an epiphany, a realization, the illumination of something. But we have the Hanged Man reversed, which means that illumination is a little bit hard for you to come by at the moment. There's a slight grayness, a slight fog with what it is that you want to see clearly. And this may be connected here with your emotions. It's almost like the speed of your feelings, the speed that your feelings want to project into your life is almost to make up for the fact that you haven't quite got that clarity of the mind. Perhaps you might find it a little bit difficult to like get up in the morning and do that thing you really want to do, for example. And we also have the Ten of Swords here. Now, this Ten of Swords is actually a beautiful card in this deck, and it speaks of the hope of this card. It really calls to us looking at the fact that this card is about the end of a cycle. It's about the end of difficulties. So there's two things that's coming through to me here with regards to your perceptions, your mental outlook, and your psychological makeup, if you like, at the moment. That there is a part of you that wants to bring an end to some problems, bring an end to some challenges. Perhaps these are things like life choices, life decisions, and so on that you've been really thinking about, you've been really pondering on, but probably for a little bit too long. You're a bit tired of this now. And with the Hanged Man in reverse, you're really striving to bring an end to this. You are Sagittarius, you are a fire sign, you are about action and doing, and you're not necessarily in a comfortable place when you're in stagnation, when you're in this place where you can't necessarily see something clearly. Okay, let's turn a card for your earth element, which is physical matters, physical and material matters around you, and what's going on there in your environment. Okay, I'm going to take the card off the top here. We've got the Lovers. Okay, so there is a question here of committing to something. The next card out is the Eight of Wands. You may be feeling rushed and pushed into making a decision on something. Okay, there could be an external influence here, either your job or your loved one, your romantic partner, or perhaps it's with home and family, where there is pressure on you to make a commitment to something quickly. Perhaps, you know, if it was, for example, a job or career, there's deadlines for applications, for example, and this is adding to the feeling in your heart like you need to get on there and rush and be really, really quick with something before you lose out. And yet you do not have the clarity you want here with the Hanged Man in reverse and the Ten of Swords to know, to be able to see whether this is actually the right way for you or the right path. We did get one more card turn over as well, which is this one here, the Hierophant. This is really, in this deck, about trusting your higher guidance, trusting all of your life experiences that have brought you up to this point to help you make the decision that you need to make. Yes, there is an element of rush here, and perhaps you do need to make a decision quickly. That could be something that you can't escape from no matter what. But the Hierophant is saying no matter how fast the environment wants you to be, you can actually make the right decision. Okay, so for example, if you have been worried that you're not going to make the right decision or that you're going to mess up in some way or another because you don't have this clarity, because things aren't completely clear, because you feel too rushed, this card is literally asking you to take a deep breath and put yourself, if you can, in any kind of meditative position, even if that is going out for a walk in nature for an hour or so. Do that, because within that space is where you're going to find the breath that you need and the space and time that you need in order to find that clarity. That clarity is up here at the very top of the stairs, and it is the same kind of light that is here behind the Hanged Man. Okay, that's where you're going to find it. That is where you're going to find that clarity you're looking for and that you're needing. But you do need to put yourself in this space where you are in some kind of meditative position where you can breathe and take the time for yourself and do the actual physical work you need to do in order to connect to your higher self, to your guides, to your angels, whoever you need, in order to bring this guidance down and make the decision you need to make. But I will say again, what this card is really telling me as well that you need to pay attention to is that your life experiences, everything that came before, really matter when you are making this decision, whatever it's about, okay? Please do not discount your life experiences, because that is very important when it comes to the Hierophant. Everything you have experienced that has brought you to a place of structure, that has helped to mold your beliefs over decades, that has gotten to where you are now and made you this well-rounded person with the experience and skills that you have. All of that is incredibly important. So I would say here there is advice to really think about whatever commitment or decision you are being asked to make. Ask yourself whether this decision is taking into account all of your skills and life experiences, because they really matter, and your true inner guidance is paramount. Okay, the guidance that you're looking for will always come from within you, because you have such a lot that you've learned in life. Okay, so that's coming through as very important. So that's your earth element and what's going on physically, materially in the environment around you. And you can see how all these three are connected here, yeah? One feeding the other. Okay, let's look at fire element now. And this is more like your spiritual nature, your energy levels, and any kind of karma even that you might be dealing with. And when I say karma, I mean cause and effect, okay? I mean life lessons, spiritual lessons, that kind of thing. Nope, let's take that one. Look at that. We've got the Six of Pentacles. Now, there's a very big message with the Six of Pentacles always to make sure that everything is as equal and balanced as possible within yourself and also within your environment. And part of your spiritual lesson could very well be to do with that, to learn how to keep yourself in balance and in check as you go forward into whatever you're going forward into. And this lesson, if you like, will be kind of like a reason for these emotional and mental feelings and reactions here that you are going through. It's possibly a lesson to do with balancing energies, balancing emotions. It has to be an equal amount of give and take. There has to be a balance of masculine and feminine. You're also called to ask yourself and to make sure you know whether what you are walking into with regards to this commitment here, this choice that you absolutely have to make, that you're being kind of pressured or rushed to make, whether whoever these people are, whatever this situation is, will appreciate and value you in the way that you need. And this might not just be financial, you know, it could be obviously emotionally, whether they really appreciate what it is that you do. Sometimes that can be shown through finances, through what you earn, but sometimes it's also to do with whether people treat you right, treat you well, treat you in the way that you'd like, and so on and so on. And it's not necessarily about people treating you badly, by the way. It's just about whether they are noticing the things about you that you feel you really need them to notice in order for you to be able to grow and bloom. You see, you have a choice. You can either take a deep breath and let those things go and just accept that people see what they see. That is part of this spiritual learning. But you have to balance that with, am I getting what I really want out of this situation? because both of those things are true. People will invariably see what they want to see. You can't change what other people see about you or about anything else. But at the same time, it's important that you honour how you want to be seen, and that you alter your life or rearrange it in a way that allows people to see what it is you want them to see about you. Both need to matter, okay? And this could even be about different sets of people. For example, we might want the people who we associate with at work to see us a certain way, but we'd really rather friends and family saw us a different way. Some people like that quite separate, but some people like all of that combined for everyone to see certain things about them. It's really about sorting through that and being honest with yourself about where that comes from and where you want to go with it, whether you want to feed that, explore it, change your life in order to suit it, or whether you want to work on yourself and let it go. There's no right or wrong answer here at all, and the answer for you could be a mix of all those things. But these are the issues that are coming up here to be explored, and I'm really loving this. I'm really loving this layout. It's showing me the difficulties that are coming up for you emotionally and mentally, psychologically. Those are tied together because of this environmental decision commitment issue that you are feeling a little bit pressured on, but also what you need to take into account about the situation on a spiritual level, on a karmic or soul lesson level. The Six of Pentacles is sometimes about cycles repeating as well, physical cycles repeating, and how you don't necessarily want a cycle repeating, which is why you want to learn to keep the balance. You don't want a pattern repeating itself that means you're coming back to this situation again in 5 years' time where suddenly you're making this decision again, and so on and so on. So those are the kind of energies coming through here. I'm going to turn over an oracle card to give us an idea about anything else you might need to or want to look out for. I've got the Sacred Destiny Oracle here, and I'm feeling just very drawn to this deck as the Oracle deck that I'd like to pull up a spirit message for you from. I haven't used this deck for a while. Okay. Ooh. Try not to set my cloth on fire. That's never a good thing. Okay, let's give this a little bit of a shuffle. Right, let's see if we've got any spirit messages coming through. This is messages from your personal spirit guides here. Whoever is guiding you on the other side, whether that's guides, angels, ancestors, new beginnings. Look at that. That's the card that came out that's on the top. New beginnings. And really, this is asking you to step into that new beginning, to not be afraid to step into it. There might be a little bit of fear here with regards to committing to this choice that you need to make. You might actually be afraid that you are about to repeat a pattern that you haven't necessarily liked in the past and you don't want to go into again. Perhaps that's contributing to the sense of urgency here, why you feel that you need to jump on this bandwagon or this opportunity or whatever it is. I can't tell you whether that's the right or wrong decision to make. You will know here internally. The answer is within you. It's within your life experiences and your own guidance as to which is the right choice for you. For some of you, it's going to be that you do want to jump on this bandwagon and you're asked to jump on it because in the past you have always hesitated and hesitated and hesitated and missed out. For others of you, it will be the opposite. It will be a lesson in not jumping straight on the bandwagon or opportunities, or not jumping straight on anything based on your reactive emotions, because that hasn't led you to good places in the past necessarily. And the lesson here is in holding back. Because we've got the Six of Pentacles here, it's half a dozen of one and half a dozen of the other. So half of you watching, it's going to be one way, and for the other half of you, it's going to be the other way, okay? But this does give me a good idea about why you're going through what you're going through, and you're going through it because of this new beginning that you're being asked to walk into. There is a new phase of your life that you are being asked to walk into here, that you want to walk into as well, I think. But you are considering which way is the right way to go about it. 3 cards fell out here, so I'm going to show you the other 2 as well. The second card is action. So your action, whether it is to pounce on this opportunity or whether it's to hold back, your action matters. Your action is going to have consequences, and therefore lies the challenge for you, if you like. You know that what you're heading into is a commitment, that whichever way you decide to go about it, you won't necessarily be able to easily pull away from once you've taken that action and made that decision. That is coming up as key. But then we've also got enlightenment. That's the 3rd card out, and really it's by doing this, taking that action, whichever one it is, you know, dependent on the 6 of Pentacles here. It's by going through this process with your feelings, your emotions, perhaps even a little bit of anxiety for you, trying to balance out what is the surge of your feelings and emotions and your passion, and what is a reasonable way to approach this in a much more calm way that perhaps feels a little bit dulling to your passions, but might be necessary. Okay, there needs to be a balance between the 2, and going through this process with your new beginnings and the action that you're taking is going to lead to a certain sense of enlightenment for you. Okay, it is a new way, I think, that you are approaching a way of doing something as you enter this new beginning. It's quite interesting. I've quite enjoyed this reading. There you go, Sagittarius. I hope this reading has helped one or more of you. Hang in there. Don't be afraid to do what you need to do. Just take a deep breath and make a choice. Ultimately, is the way you're going to have to do it in the end. But there is something here about definitely trusting your past experiences and inner guidance, balancing any passion that you feel emotionally about this situation that is making you feel impulsive or rash with regards to jumping on a certain bandwagon or opportunity, and balancing that out with a reasonable calmness. That challenge is what is leading to this kind of stagnation and lack of clarity, because you kind of want to go one way with it, but there's another part of you that's going, no, we've taken that action before, we've gone that way with it, and it hasn't necessarily worked out. Either the fire has always faded or something just hasn't worked out. So there is a part of you now that is searching for a different way to do it and trying to be much more balanced about it all. So this stagnation that you're feeling at the moment, you are going through a process. Okay, that's what it is. It is a phase. It's not going to last forever. You are going through a process, trying to sort it out and trying to approach things in a new, more enlightened way, and you will do it. Okay, you will do it. It's perhaps just taking a little bit longer than you are used to or that you would like, but it will happen. Okay, lovelies, I'm going to leave the reading there. Thank you so much for watching. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you next time for the next reading.